Hello and welcome to this tutorial video on how to cast on. We're going to cast on now. So I've got my unfeasibly large knitting needles and a ball of wool. Each ball of wool has a top and a bottom. And if you can find the bit where the yarn has been wound around and then the end has been tucked back in, and you can see it here where you can see this last piece of yarn goes up and is tucked into this hole at the end. We don't want this bit, we want the other end where you can't see a piece of yarn going in, but you'll see a hole. So if you reach into that hole, you can reach down into the very centre, the beginning of that winding process, and you'll find the end. And the great thing with this is that you can literally pull your yarn out without it rolling around. So here we go. First of all, we're going to create our first stitch, which is going to be a kind of a knot, a little slip knot. So we're going to create a loop, pass our yarn behind, and then pull it through. Pull it tight, and we have our first little slip knot. I'm going to pull that out and show you again. Create your loop, pass the end of your yarn behind, pull it through, and that's going to be your first stitch. So we'll pass that onto our needle, or fence post in my case. And to create our first actually cast on stitch, we're going to go in through to create a cross. So if you look there, that loop goes all the way around, but create a cross, get the end of your yarn here close to the first stitch, pass it right the way behind that back needle and bring it down through in between the two. And then push that back needle down and try and catch that yarn and create another loop. And then you're going to use this left hand needle to pick it back up, and you're going to push it onto that left hand needle. So you have 2 stitches. I'm going to do that a couple more times for you. So in through the loop and out at the back to give you that cross shape again. Take your yarn around the very back and in between the 2 needles, bring it down, push that back needle down and catch that yarn, create a loop, bring your left hand needle underneath there and pass that stitch on to it. Couple more times, 3 stitches now. In through the loop, create that cross, take your yarn round the back in between the 2 needles, and we're going to catch that yarn we've just passed in between with the back needle, pull it through, create a loop and pass it back onto your first needle again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one now. In through and behind to create a cross, yarn round the back, down in between the 2, that back needle down, catch it with your needle, left hand needle, pass it onto there. And that's it. We've now got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's casting on. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe.